Welcome to the Breakdown with Jay and Nell, where we'll discuss all of your NFL and NBA news.
Tap in if you want to get to the breakdown.
Welcome to the Breakdown with Jay and L. I'm Jay.
And I'm L.
And today, you guys, we have a guest with us, Mr. G, our good friend.
What's good, y'all? Like I say, y'all hear some of my voice a little bit, but again, now you can see my face. What's up, y'all?
And I used to you, pal.
See, there you go. Here's the hater already. It's cool, though. It's all right. It's all right. But I'm so glad to be here with y'all, man.
Yeah,
like I said,
we're happy for you to be here.
Yeah, like I said, I listen to these guys, man. Like every time they come out their podcast, TikToks, you can definitely hit them up, man. Like I said, they're doing great things, man. I'll keep it up.
Yes, sir.
No problem. No problem.
All right, so we all been following the show like back when we were Crunch Time Sports. We used to have Mr. G on the show with us a lot. As you mentioned, you first time seeing his face. But for our new audience members, we're going to get into a little short introduction from Mr. G, and then we're going to kick off our conversation.
All right. So, Mr. G, like I said, I'm 29 years old. I'm a teacher. I'll be my 5th year teaching elementary school. I'm second grade teacher, and I'm married. Been together with my wife now 10 years, but it'll be 3 years this year of being married.
Okay, 3 years. I heard.
Yes, sir.
That's
yes,
a
sir.
long time.
It is.
It is. Hey, that's what happens, man. You up next, L.
Yeah.
Can't wait for that to happen, man. Yeah, but like I say, yeah. So, of course, a sports, fan. Of course, I like the Mavericks. Cowboys, Rangers. Watch a little bit of everything. So I'm excited to get into the conversation, and like I say, it's appreciate this time.
All right.
We appreciate you coming.
Well, appreciate it, L. Thank you so much.
First question is.
Go ahead.
I know you're a teacher, but would you coach? Like, has that ever been like an aspiration for you?
That's a great question, L. Like, I've definitely thought about it for sure, and it's been something that's definitely I've like kind of dabbled with a little bit because, like, as you see, I'm wearing a Boys and Girls Club shirt right now. I've been working for them probably about 10 years during the summer, and I kind of like a lot of the kids do call me coach up there because I do like different games and like dodgeball, kickball, like those little games I used to play with y'all in elementary school. Yeah, like I'm in charge of some of those games. So like, I would kind of call me coach, and then I did have a little bit of experience of doing an after school program where they did a little basketball camp. Where we taught the kids different skills and basketball and stuff. So to answer your question, I probably would. Like, I know we had a conversation before we started the podcast. Is like, I don't think I'll go for like the older kids. I'll probably prefer the younger kids because I think they'll still be excited to learn the game.
Like elementary to like middle school?
Yeah, that'll probably be my range for sure because I know I said high school kids are very good. A lot of them, some are very talented, but I think when they're younger, I think they'll be more excited and more willing to probably learn the game, if it's basketball, football, whatever I'm be coaching. So I think I would like that aspect of it a lot better. Okay. So, yeah, for sure. So that'll be probably me. Like, I'm still, relatively young because I'm about to hit my 30s. So I'm like, hey, it may happen within the next 3-4 years. So I'll definitely keep you updated.
All right. So I also have a question for you.
Yes, sir.
Who inspired you to become a teacher?
Yeah, like I said, we thought about this before we started too. It's kind of like y'all know, it's my mom.
Yeah.
My mom, she was definitely, she worked for Dallas ISD District for 32 years.
Woo!
Yeah. Talking about being a dedicated teacher, all elementary too. So, and again, what's crazy is like when I was coming up as a young kid in second grade, I actually was grading papers for my mom during that time.
Oh, man, that's dope.
So that was actually like a little start for me. But what's crazy is like I remember in like 7th grade, I was like, hey, I'm going to become an accountant. I literally looked up how much accounting made at that time. It was like $80,000. And I was a big math guy. I love math. I like everything math. I used to have like workbooks of just remember like the workbooks that have like addition, subtraction, multiplication, like word problems. I would always used to get those and just work on them during the summer. I was a big nerd for sure. So, and then once that actually when the accounting stopped, is actually I did take college courses when I tried to become an accountant, and we talking about going through it. I went through it with that. Like, you know, I remember calling my my girlfriend at the time, was now my wife now. I was really down and out about it. I was really upset. You know, I was actually crying on the phone. It was that bad because I just couldn't get the hang of it. It was literally the first accounting class I took, which is crazy.
Accounting 101. You can't forget.
Yep, it is. It was accounting 101. Which is crazy. So I was like, once I told her that, I was like, yeah, I just got to do something different. So I thought about it for like a week or two, and I literally changed my major to education because I was out during that time. I started working Boys and Girls Club by about a year or so, you know, and then I was like, I actually kind of like working with these kids and kind of doing something with them. So let me actually turn this a career. So actually, and it's praise my mom. She told me, please do not do that. She literally told it to my face when I told her that. She said, please don't go into education. Please don't do that.
So let me ask you this. So now that you're in education,
yeah,
did you see what your mom was saying?
Oh, of course. But I was like, nah, I'll be okay. I'll be all right. But like literally, like my first year of teaching was COVID year. And of course, we know if you're a parent during that time, you know, your kid was online and trying to do online teaching, and then with my school, it was pre-K. So I had a lot of the 4 or 5 year olds in my class, and they, you know, everywhere. Some kids were in daycare. Some kids were, you know, other siblings. They had like 4 or 5 screens all around in the same room. So they try to have the headphones on, try to listen. So yeah, and then now taking to where I'm at now, I'm really appreciative of what I've become because I've come a long way. And again, it's been a long journey for sure, but I'm thankful for the opportunity that I have as a teacher.
So you're what, 4 years in, right?
Yeah, 4 years in, it'll be 5 in pretty much in fall.
Ooh.
In the 4 years that you've been doing this,
Yeah.
what are some ways that you feel like what are some ways that you feel like you could improve? And what are some things that you've taken away? Like, okay, that worked, but I know not to do this time.
So for sure, I'm gonna ask you the second part of that question. The thing that definitely I learned to do this year that was different from other years is staying consistent. Is like doing things the same way and have minor adjustments. Because what I did before is I used to have, you know, big adjustments, and the kids wouldn't react to it as much. So the thing is, you got to stay consistent with what you're doing, but make the minor adjustments as time goes on. And also, I made sure to get up earlier too. Like my daily schedule now, when I get up during the year, is 4:30 a.m. That's the time I get up. But the thing is, I want to make sure I'm prepared. Like my mind, I got to be organized. So if I wasn't organized, like, you know, my mind would just go crazy, and I wouldn't really figure everything out. So, and then something I still need to improve on is probably really see like what my teaching style is, because, you know, there's different ways to be a teacher, but like I want to figure out exactly what is my one way of doing things in terms of how I present the information. Because when I'm teaching second grade, I got to teach all 4 subjects. So there's a multitude of ways to teach these different subjects. So it's just taking that time and that patience to really understand, okay, how do I want things to flow? Like I have a good flow now, but I just improving on those little things. And because again, every year is different too. You have a new group of students every year. So just, again, find those little things in that teaching style for sure.
Yeah.
Thank you, El.
Okay. All right, move on to our next question. What are some things you learned while teaching?
So I know, just talked to El about it, like I said, but some things I definitely learned about patience. Of course, with you being a new father, you understand, like, kids, no matter what age they are, you got to be patient with them.
Yeah.
You have to be patient. So, of course, I was already a patient person before, but with me being a teacher, I really learned that you have to be patient with these students, even though, again, the curriculum says you got push students to do all this, but again, every kid is not the same. Like I said earlier, you have to understand that every kid works at their own pace. So I learned how to be patient. That's one thing. Two other things is listening. Like I say, go listen to these kids. You have to listen to what they say, what they're trying to tell you. You have to do all those little things because, again, they may tell you something like, oh, okay, I like that. Or then you make those connections with them too. So when you actually listen to what they're saying, oh, I had a game this weekend. Oh, that's nice. Oh, okay, what happened? So it kind of gets those conversations. The relationships are big with students. And lastly, just observing. Like, you got to be observant. Like, I make sure I'm always constantly moving around the room. Make sure if they understand something, if they don't understand something. So, because again, each student is different. So you got, okay, they may need this, or they may need a break, or they may need to go to the restroom. Oh, something happened with their mom. Oh, something happened with this person. So it's always something different. So those three things I learned is being patient, make sure you're a good listener, and observe. You have to look at what the kids need.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So if we have some younger audience out there, take notes from Mr. G. You want to become a teacher one day like this guy over here?
Yep.
Pay attention to these key things you need.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. For sure.
All right. So with you dealing with a younger class age group, like how would you, like, if somebody was to come to you like, hey, I dream of being a doctor or a lawyer, like, what would you tell them? Like, how would you inspire them to chase their dreams?
Yeah, one big motto I go by is be the example, not the problem. That's a big quote I follow for pretty much anything I do in life. So that, again, be the example. That means, again, do the right things like you're supposed to. Like, make sure you hold yourself accountable and others accountable for what they're doing, and make sure people are following you because you're doing the right thing. And then, of course, not the problem. You don't want to be the problem. Like, if you're causing trouble, if you're hitting others, if you're not doing what you're supposed to, you're the problem. So be the example for yourself. It's kind of like, hey, I'm gonna be the best I can be. And of course, setting a standard for yourself too. Like, if I'm going to say I'm gonna wake up at this time, I'm gonna do it. You got to hold yourself accountable. You have to, because if you don't, again, you're not able to, whatever dreams that you may have, you can never achieve them because you got to stay consistent. So consistency is the biggest thing in people's lives. They understand, especially as you get older. I've learned that you have to stay consistent. You cannot be one of the people that, I'm gonna start something and then I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna start again. No, because again, you never can really go anywhere. You probably can be talented enough to start it, but again, if you want to go take it to another level, of anything you do in life, a dancer, teacher, player, whatever you're doing, you gotta want to have that consistency and that ability to keep moving forward because you never know what the next day may bring. So just being consistent, setting that standard, and again, be the example, not the problem, for sure. And make sure to continue to inspire them and tell them stories about what I do and how I handle things. So just doing that for sure.
All right, that's some good advice right there.
Appreciate it.
And you're gonna make a great father once you become a father. Like, it's there, bro. You have it.
Well, I appreciate it, Jay.
All right. We're gonna move over to the last question from Mr. G, and then we're gonna get into some sports talk. So you were a former athlete in high school and in college. So talk about your experience as a basketball player.
Ooh, yeah. So of course, as again, y'all probably can't see this, but again, I'm 6'7". So like, oh dang, that's tall. Of course, they'll always get up on me about.
I definitely do.
Every time you see me, literally, y'all talk something about me. But yeah, so pretty much, I didn't start really playing organized basketball until probably 8th grade. In 8th grade, I was maybe 6 foot, maybe like 225, maybe 230.
Ooh.
So I was a big kid, but I had no coordination in my feet. Like, I was very clumsy when I was growing up. It was a lot. So, but again, as I actually got into organized sports in AAU, and I went to WH Adams in high school, and like I said, going through those experiences was really good for me. To make sure to keep developing. Now, of course, I play against some of the top, talents, in the DFW area. And I don't know if you heard Keith Frazier. He went to SMU. So, but yeah, he went to Kimball, and I had one of my best games against him.
Ooh.
hmm But I think the thing, and then eventually I was able to get recruited to Cedar Valley College. Yeah, so not D1, not D2, not D3. It was pretty much low level school, but to have that experience, and I actually didn't even last that long. I actually lasted maybe 3 months.
Oh damn.
Yeah, because I pretty much just put my full effort into education, just put into it. But
let me ask you this: do you think if you would have put more focus into basketball, you could have been like possibly transferred from where you were to a D1 with this scholarship?
Possibly. Yeah, that's a great question, El. Because I said, I wrote in my notes here. It's kind of like when I think about those times, it's like I really see myself like I did not put that effort and focus like I'm supposed to. Like I didn't put the practice, because at being an athlete, no matter how talented you are, though, you gotta put that consistent practice into whatever you're doing. So like I never really put that extra practice. I was still eating like I, wasn't an athlete. I should have, stuck to a diet, had consistent workouts. Like my dad, he was an athlete when he was growing up, and he tried to inspire me to do more. But it's like, do you want to play this game for fun, or you want to really take it serious? See, I was caught in the middle during that time. But eventually I was like, nah, I kind of just want to play for fun after I realized, like, nah, this is too much for me. Because I was like, nah, I need to really understand, like, this is really like a second job, well, first job if you want to take it like that. Because I had the potential always. I remember the college coaches and high school coaches would tell me, like, you had the potential to be something great. You got to put that focus into it, though. But I never did it, though. And I think it just at that time I was like, this is a lot for me. And I said, I definitely, if I could go back, but which I can't, which I really don't think about now, I would probably done something different. But I was like, hey, my life turned out like this for a reason. So,
I think with your height,
yeah,
you would be definitely like a 3, maybe a 4.
yeah,
definitely a 3. I definitely would put you more at a 3. I don't know if you're quick or not like that, or if you have a fast first step, but with your size alone, you could really, you could be like a DeMar DeRozan or can't be LeBron, but you could be
hey, nobody could be LeBron. Hey, be Luka out there.
Or Luka.
Yeah, he's about that size too. So
they got a point forward basically anyway.
There you go. So that's why, like I said though, if I could have done it, I would definitely put more effort into it. But at that time, my thought process was different. So, but thank you, El, for that. I appreciate it.
No problem.
All right. So hope y'all enjoyed that little segment. Getting to know Mr. G. But we're gonna get into some of this NBA talk. We're gonna start off with the NBA Finals. Give you a little talk about the Mavericks first. We'll get into improvements, like what improvements they need to make on going into next season. So I guess I'll go first. Improvements I have. First, acquire a third scorer. Like we need a third scorer. Luka needs help. He needs some pressure taken off of him.
Yep.
And if Kyrie's having a bad night, you have another guy that could put up 20 points. I say 20 right there. That's a baseline. If they could score at least 20 points, I think that's a good number for a third scorer. So I don't know where we're gonna find the third scorer from, whether it's through trade or free agency, but we'll see in the coming weeks. Free agency starts in a couple of weeks. My next thing, they need another ball handler. Preferably a point guard that could come off the bench, that could back up, that could spell Luka, Kyrie. I think that's needed. Next, find a trade suitor for Tim Hardaway Jr. He has to go. We paying him way too much money, like $16 million.
Yeah,
he's not producing. So he has to go. Maybe you can use him to get your third scorer. Who knows?
Yeah.
Next, we need another wing defender. I feel like PJ Washington. I feel like he got fatigue trying to guard Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. I feel like he got fatigue because he was like our number one wing defender. Yeah, we had Derrick Jones Jr., but he was kind of like running around with his, like a chicken with his head cut off. I feel like PJ, he did better defensively.
Right now.
So next is it's something for Luka to improve on. He needs to work on his defensive game.
Yes.
The defense he was playing in Game 4, awesome. That's the type of defense you want from Luka every night. Every night, that's what you want.
Yeah, for sure.
So I don't know if he needs to like sit back and look at his tape. Maybe it's his footwork. Maybe he needs to get more in shape. Whatever it is, he needs to work on it. And then lastly, growth of young players. Maturation from Lively, Green, Hardy, and Omex. I feel like if we could get production from those guys, especially Lively, and we all saw he hit that 3-point shot in Game 4. And that surprised me because I seen it in practice, and I actually think he was going to actually make a shot in the game. That was kind of cool. So if he's able to add that 3-point shooting to his game, oh man, he's going to be tough to deal with.
Yeah.
But those are my improvements for the Mavericks.
Okay. Go ahead.
My improvements that they need more depth. Like Jay said, Luka needs way more defense. He's an offensive guru, a defensive liability. That ain't good. Y'all do need another point guard. That might be decent. And I thought that PJ Washington was supposed to be y'all third scorer.
That's a good question. I don't know if it was like nerves or I'm gonna say it's nerves because he hasn't gotten this far. Like you gotta remember, you gotta remember he played with Charlotte, bro. They didn't make the playoffs like that.
Nope, sure did not.
So I think it was nerves. Like the nerves got to him because when we saw it in like previous series, like OKC and Minnesota, like when they pass him the ball to shoot a three, he'll knock it down. But like in Boston, he was kind of like hesitant. And like he was like, should I shoot it? Should I pass it to somebody else? Should I attack the rim? So I think it's all nerves, and like I said, the growth from the young players. I should have added them to the list, but he has room for growth too.
Yeah. You got any more?
No, I'm good.
All right. So I'm gonna add to what Jay was saying about the improvement and growth of the young players for sure, because of course you got Derek Lively again, only a rookie. You know, you got Jaden Hardy come off the bench. He gets solid. He did okay. Sometimes, of course, he had a little bit of force at times. You know, Josh Green. It's still a relatively young roster when we think about it. So, again, give kudos to Mavericks for making this far. Yeah. Like, you know, like I talked about in previous, episodes, like the Mavericks were not expecting to make the finals this year. No. Nobody expected them to make it, So it's kind of like I said, development of those young players. And just having that ability, like I said, I think, like I said, don't get fatigued. Like you said, though, definitely don't get fatigued. It seemed like at the end, like Luka, it seemed like he was a little bit fatigued. He was out of it, though. Because, of course, he had that spark, in Game 5 towards the end. Yeah. But, during those crucial moments, of course, I don't know if Cuttino Mobley, he was posting highlights of Luka and how his, defense rotations weren't there at times. Yeah. So it's not like there's a blame Luka type, thing, but it's kind of like it seemed like fatigue was a big thing because they went through some tough series, even though they got the Timberwolves and was it 5, right? Yeah, yeah, and then of course OKC in 6, and then the Clippers in 6, but it's still like, hey, still got to be ready for that moment. They still had a week off before. Yeah, but also I think the injuries too. I know Luka was probably injured during that time. And no excuses because Porzingis was hurt too. So. But I know he was kind of limping around and trying to do it. But I think also Kyrie, I wrote here, he did not play well in the finals. Just keep it plain simple. He only had that, of course, the breakout game. What was it, Game 4 or Game 3? Yeah, where, of course, they blew him out. But it's kind of like Kyrie, he did not play well.
Yeah,
most of the
game 3,
series.
he had 35 points.
There you go. So thank you for that, Jay. So it's kind of like Kyrie, you gotta play better, man. And I think other players possibly gonna be on the block, of course, Dwight Powell and Maxi Kleber.
Yeah.
You gotta put them out there too, just to see what you can get. So because again, you gotta make at least small improvements. Now don't make big improvements, but just make the little things can make a big difference in this team. Because most of your team is pretty locked up for, because you got Derrick Jones Jr., his contract expired this year, so you might pay him a little bit for stay, but what he did, and then of course Morris twin, but he didn't do nothing.
He didn't do nothing.
So he's probably not coming back. But everybody else is part of the roster, so it's kind of like just make those those little edge moves, so and go from there. So we'll see what happens.
All right. Anybody else got anything to add on the Mavericks?
No, sir.
All right.
Trade Kleber now.
Keyword.
I mean, ain't did nothing this series. I was looking on, I think it was Instagram, and somebody was like, "Oh, he had a good game against the Clippers, but you ain't seen nothing else from him."
So, that was three series ago.
You're a liability instead of an asset.
Yeah.
Get him gone.
But I know that show was bottom too, though.
Yeah.
That show was really bottom because he looked like he didn't want to look at the rim at times.
Yeah. Bro, he was right. I don't know if you saw that play, but
he was right under the rim.
He was right under the rim. He didn't put it up. He passed it out. I was like, why, bro?
I mean, you literally are right there. Take the layup, man.
You scared to lay up the ball? Come on.
I know. And I remember I saw Luka's face too after when he did that. I was like, man, yeah. It's over with.
Yeah, he gotta go.
Stuff like that.
Yeah, he gotta go.
It's time.
I package him with Tim Hardaway, and I throw Dwight Powell in there and go get somebody.
Yeah, but in the next 4 years, they got 2 first-rounders and then 3 second-rounders.
Oh, yeah.
Which will be decent. So, again, like you say, it might not be the blockbuster, trade, but again, talent can only go so far. As like I said, we'll dive in later into. It's kind of like, no, but you got to get the right pieces around this team. So, we'll see.
All right. We're going to move over to Boston now. Do y'all believe the Celtics can become a dynasty, or if they're already a dynasty?
They're not a dynasty already. They're not. They're definitely not. Go ahead, El.
Yeah, I agree with Mr. G. They're not a dynasty. A dynasty is when you're able to do that completely, and they did that.
Mm-hmm.
They've had long stretches. Their last championship was in 2008.
Yeah.
There you go. Mm-hmm.
So that's what? A long time.
16 years ago.
Yeah, 16 years ago.
16 years.
Yep.
That's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's hard to get to the finals.
It is.
But with the players that you have, you should go a lot more frequently. And y'all in the East. The East is a cakewalk.
It is.
Yeah.
Y'all ain't got nobody but Jimmy Butler and Philly and
No, I got Giannis. Don't forget Giannis, man.
yeah, Milwaukee.
Oh no,
And
hey,
Dame
Jalen
Brown.
Brunson. Jalen Brunson.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm saying. Yeah. I mean, on the come up is New York, but we all know how New York.
Come
is.
on now, don't do that to New York, man. They had a good season
Yeah, they had a
this year.
good season, bro. They're like a piece or two away.
Come on now.
Off the mic, both of y'all. We all know how New York is.
See, New York, get on him.
All right, New York Knicks fans, get on them. Get on them. Fire away. Go ahead.
I know. And I say, go to your point with the East. Again, I would say they're not like weak, but again, it's easier than the West. That's what I would say. Because I think the West has a lot more star power and the team construction is a lot better. Of course, this playoff run they had, of course, they played round 1. They play who they play? The first round? Boston?
I don't know.
No, was it Miami?
Oh, no, it was Miami. Yeah,
Miami.
because Miami was AC, because they came for the play-in. But Tyreek Hero had that one good game.
Yeah.
So, of course, Jimmy Butler was hurt.
Mm-hmm.
He got hurt. And then, so that was hurt team there. And then they played, not Indiana, it was, I don't know why I'm losing it. Yeah, because it was a 4-5. Oh, Cleveland.
Yeah,
and Cleveland had, of course, Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah.
He was hurt. And then Jared Allen was hurt. And then, let me finish the point. And then lastly, of course, you had Indiana, which Tyrese got hurt. after again. So they had a lot of injuries there. So, and again, Giannis wasn't playing, and then Jalen Brunson got hurt in the other series. And then remember, Embiid was hurt too.
Oh, yeah.
So they went through a lot of injuries. So all you can do is play the people in front of you. Go ahead.
Again, I think
You got to play the people
all
in
it
front of
sounds
you.
like
Come on now.
injury bug and a cakewalk.
Okay, want to go back to the Warriors thing?
Hey,
all the injuries they went
don't
through.
talk about us.
Now you
We
just
got
mad.
work going on right now.
You just mad that your dynasty's over, right?
It's never over.
Hey, when Steph leave, it's over.
Y'all got 1 foot out the door right now. Klay Thompson free agent. So
Yeah, come on now.
Klay coming back. That's how you
Well,
do it.
hey, he doing all that stuff on Instagram, remember?
yeah.
They all do that. They didn't do.
Orlando finna give him the bag.
Yeah.
Look what Kyler Murray did. He did everything and came right back.
Good point. Hey, I give you that.
Oh, okay, all right.
Okay, I see. His
Yeah.
stuff. But going back to the original question, Celtics, they're definitely not a dynasty. A dynasty is, of course, the Warriors, the 2015 to 2018-19, when they made the finals all those years, but had at least three championships out of those years. That's a dynasty. So, and then when,
Had 4, but
yeah, I know. We know KD got hurt, his Achilles didn't hold up, and then, of course, Clay getting hurt in Game 6.
yeah, I'll talk about the other one too, though.
Oh, you talking about 3-1 comeback?
Man, hey, no lie, that hurt my heart. Like
I bet it did.
this man, Jay called me, and I was devastated.
He was in
I almost
tears.
blocked it.
He was in tears.
Yeah. But the thing is about Celtics, though, they've been there. They've been really close almost the last 8 years. I think they said like 6 out of 8 years they made the Eastern Conference Finals, I think, if my stats remember that. Because like I said, they've been real close all these years, and they're making the finals 2 out of those 8 years. But a dynasty is when, again, like El says, like when you win multiple championships within a few years. So it's only won. So that's why I said, no, they're not a dynasty. They're a great team. They're a great collection team, but they're definitely not a dynasty.
All right. I agree with both of y'all. No, they're not a dynasty. I feel like they can become a dynasty because they have the core players.
There you go.
They're locked into their deals.
Mm-hmm.
They're still somewhat young. They have a deep squad.
Yep,
They have so much depth at multiple positions.
correct.
Guys like Hauser and come off the bench, Pritchard, Porzingis. They got the pieces there. We're going to see if they can do it again, running back.
Mm-hmm.
But as El said, I kind of agree with him with the East. The East is pretty weak. Like,
It's not that weak.
yeah, it's pretty weak. We gonna get into it. I'm gonna say they are pretty weak though, bro. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. I got you.
All right.
Wait,
Oh, you got something? All right.
before you start. So if they're not weak, what about when LeBron was running through them? Weak, running through them.
Oh man, he brought back LeBron.
I know, not LeBron. Well, Jordan the same thing, right?
Yeah, but that's what I'm
But
saying.
think about who two people we talking about though. Two of the greatest of all times though.
Great, but it's still a team sport. You still
But again, you brought up LeBron. You didn't bring up Cleveland Cavaliers. You brought up LeBron James.
yeah. And man, listen, that man did a cakewalk through the East for majority of his career.
You're right. Majority. I give you majority. Because again, when the Heat times, of course, he had to. But again, he had to learn too, though.
Now when he played against Boston,
Yeah.
was that? Oh, what was that?
Which one though? He's played Boston a few times.
When he took off his jersey, I don't know Cleveland.
Oh, you talking about? Oh, when he left
Yeah.
Cleveland, that was 2010, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's
Okay.
the year. But the next year they lost to the Mavs. Yeah.
Yeah. So he got right there, right? That
Yeah.
was a little hiccup.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
when he came back,
But again, think about the team though. It was different though. See,
yeah, it was a
'cause
different.
that was before Kyrie and Kevin Love and them. See, because that was Ilgauskas, Mo Williams, that was that like he's trying that boy clawing his way to the finals
That's
with
what I'm
those
saying.
teams. That's what I'm saying.
Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown ain't had to claw nowhere. They were basically giving the keys to a Ferrari.
But they couldn't capitalize.
Almost crashed.
But again, the Heat been right there too, though.
Yeah, I'm there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Still, but I get what y'all saying though. The East is the weaker division.
Yeah,
I get that. But I'm saying it's not like it's always gonna be a cakewalk. That's all I'm saying.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. Like this year, of course, they're gonna say it's a cakewalk because of course there was a bunch of injuries. They couldn't control that.
Yeah.
And of course the East is a weaker division. I would say that. But I would say the East is not say, hey, you're gonna just cakewalk the division. Like say, for example, let's do hypothetical. So if the Mavs were in the East, do you think there'll be a cakewalk for them?
The East is a cakewalk.
No, you didn't answer my question.
Yes, it was a cakewalk for them too.
Okay.
Oh man, all right. Now I'm a Mavericks.
I wish you could do that. I wish you could switch teams
Mm-hmm.
in between conferences to see how it'll go.
Yeah, that's why I wish too. Like I said, let's see like the difference because like for the Mavericks, of course, they're a great team, but the East is more tough though.
Yeah.
Not like I said. Not saying again, it is again the division and the players are different, but I think the way that the style of play is different for the East compared to the West. So that's all I'm saying. So I get what y'all saying. It is the weaker division, but I think it's not going to be always a cakewalk like this every year.
I'm with you on that. I'm not saying it's a cakewalk. I just say a weaker conference.
There you go.
That's all ill right there with the cakewalk stuff.
Yeah, I was like, God damn. So yeah, go ahead. Mm-hmm.
All right. Speaking of the Eastern Conference, who in the East can challenge Boston next season?
Nobody.
Come on, that got to be these one team.
Somebody, you know.
We know it ain't Philly.
All right.
Okay.
I'm gonna say either. I'm gonna give you two.
Okay.
I'm gonna say either. Indiana.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I actually like that pick.
Yeah, I do too.
I can't say Miami because they got too much going on right now.
What they got going on?
Nothing really.
I know.
They don't, but we all know it. They in limbo.
They got
right
Spoelstra, man.
Yeah.
And Pat Riley. Come on now.
They don't mean nothing. They not
What
playing.
you talking about? Don't mean nothing.
It means something, but it don't mean nothing. Like it means something in the grand scheme of things.
Okay.
They almost compete almost every year. They're almost in the playoffs almost every year.
I know.
That's not okay. That's great. Okay, you know what? Forget it. You're right. You know what? Fine. Since you want that bad.
We don't want it. We just say it.
Yeah, we just said.
So okay. So
Okay, go ahead.
Indiana.
Okay.
I'm gonna do three.
Okay.
Indiana, Miami.
Okay.
They're in the playoffs.
No. Stand on business. If you don't want Miami, you have to have Miami.
You don't have to.
Indiana,
Okay.
and I hate to say this because I just said they were trash, because they still are. New York,
Okay.
and
That it?
that,
That's it?
Yeah.
Okay.
that's it.
All right. Go ahead, Jay.
All right. I had the 76ers on my list. but after that, I'm going to take them off because I don't feel like they will get another star for Embiid. I don't feel like nobody wants to play for Philly.
They're not.
Hey, now remember Joel Embiid was sitting next to Paul George, remember?
I know, but out there they got the pieces to pull it off, bro, to trade for him.
Well, remember they don't have to trade for him, remember?
Or the cap space, either.
Yeah,
sign him.
Well, remember that if they let go of Tobias, though.
Oh,
They let
yeah.
Tobias
They
go
could
out.
have been let him go.
But actually, it was a report that came out yesterday that they said the 76ers are not linked to him. They don't want to
Yeah,
pursue
I
him.
did hear.
Paul
Yeah,
George.
I saw that too.
So I was like, okay, well, good luck trying to find somebody else.
I'm going to scratch him up. You know what? 76ers.
He literally just scratched it out.
Off the list. They are.
Because he literally said, if they get Paul George,
Yep.
Question mark.
question mark. Hey, that's no question mark no more. Now, if they get Clay, they might be nice, though.
Yeah.
They can come out. But if they get a low-level players, like, nah, they really can't do it. But, again, Embiid can't take you far away. Go ahead. Sorry.
I do have 3 teams.
Okay, go ahead.
No, that's two now.
Yeah, I have 2 now. First, I'm going to start with the Bucks. Get Giannis and Dame healthy.
Yep, for sure.
Didn't they just traded for Dame this season?
Yeah, he just did.
Okay, so give them a full year together and see how they pan out.
And a consistent coach.
Yeah,
Because they did Adrian Griffin wrong.
they did.
I think they really just, I don't know why that man was, were they number one in the East?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
At one point.
Yeah, number one, number two, whatever they were. But they were so many games above 500. It's like, why would you fire him at that time?
So,
Mm-hmm.
so you know what's funny?
Yeah.
If you ever realize this, like, the NBA coaches don't last long. Like, Phil Jackson is like probably like the longest tenure. I was looking at it earlier.
Yeah. And Pat Riley, too.
Yeah, and Pat Riley.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody else is just a rotating carousel.
Yeah, good point.
Like, you don't even last a year. Look at old boy in Detroit.
Detroit, yeah, Monty
He's on
Williams.
fire like
Yep, that's crazy.
the next day.
Next day.
Like, how you sign me for this major deal and
Hey, still get paid for that, though.
you fire me the next day?
Hey, he don't care. That money guaranteed.
I mean, yeah, that's great, but
Yeah.
in the
I get
long
you.
run, it's like, come on, bro. Like,
Yeah, that was messed up.
what was the
Right there,
point
man.
of you signing me to this long-term deal?
Yeah, that was a big deal too. It's like 5 years at the 80
Like,
million.
like, shit.
Yeah, since you're right,
Six
since yep. So I was like, that's big money right there.
All that money wasted.
Yeah, so
They got it.
yep, and it's crazy. Remember Doc? He said, I think we talked about. It, I was like, remember Doc said he didn't even want to be there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He was like, he wasn't even ready or prepared to even take that job. He just took it just because. I was like, why did you even come here if you really, if you really were not prepared for it? It's kind of like you kind of want to be prepared for something because again, when you have Dame and Giannis, your expectation will be super high to make it a long way in a championship. So, and we know Doc Rivers, again, I'm gonna say it, he's not a good coach.
2008 is that man's shining moment.
Yes, correct.
If they didn't win 2008,
Yep.
you would not give two
F's.
F's about Doc Rivers. Everyone has said it.
Yep.
Doc Rivers is not a good coach. He's
Yep.
inconsistent.
Mm-hmm.
The only reason why he won, as we all know, is because of who? Paul Pierce, Ray Allen, and KG. You take them two.
Don't forget Rondo.
You take those three out, and Rajon Rondo.
Yep.
You take them four out. Where are they going? Nowhere. Home.
Yep. I agree.
Agree. All right.
But back to the Bucks. Yeah, if they can stay healthy, I feel like they have a shot at
For sure.
going in, beating the Celtics.
Yeah, for sure.
Next, I have Miami. I feel like they will keep Jimmy Butler, even though he's been in trade rumors. They
Yeah.
gotta keep that man.
They have to. They're gonna pay him.
He's the one making y'all relevant right now. He's
For
your
sure.
star player. I would like for them to add someone else, but I don't know their cap situation. I don't know if they're able to do that. But if they're able to add someone else, that you would help their chances more in competing against the Celtics. But those are my two teams.
Yeah, like I said, I'm pretty much piggybacking what you were saying, Jay. Like I say, I did have the 76ers on here, but the thing is, hey,
No, you got a pen right here.
Take him out!
Let's scratch it off. Let's scratch it off.
So I got to stretch him off because, again, we talked about it. I was like, And the thing is, Embiid has not had a full healthy playoffs either. I think probably maybe one or two, but that was before. I think it was a Ben Simmons era. I think during the bubble, and I think of course that Ben Simmons when he didn't shoot the ball against Hawks.
Oh yeah.
So, but again, he does. I do like the team though, but again, they have to make some extreme changes for them to be. Because he's gonna be he's a very great player. Tyrese Maxey is one of those top point guards right now. Like you would want him on anybody's team right now. So, but like I said, I did stretch him out. So I did put the Knicks on here because again, Randall was hurt, and then Brunson again was doing everything, and again, almost averaging 30 plus points almost. Through his whole the whole playoff series was crazy. So, and again, where he came from with Dallas and everything, just it's a great story. Like, other than the Mavericks, I actually kind of want the Knicks to win, low key, with Jalen Brunson.
I did too, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why everybody hating on the man. Like, he didn't do us dirty. Like, we messed that up by not bringing him
By
back.
not paying him. So I was like, hey, so if it's anybody else other than the Mavericks, Like low key, it'd be crazy if the Mavericks and Knicks meet up in the finals.
Bro, that's what we put on the bracket because we did the little playoff bracket on NBA.com.
Yeah.
Me and Chelsea. You guys don't know Chelsea. That's my wife. But we did the playoff bracket.
Yeah.
And I let her pick the finals. I was like, all right, so you got half of it right. We both picked Dallas, and then she picked the New York Knicks to win the East. So it would be Dallas and New York in the finals.
Dang, that went crazy. Yeah, so that'd be like a dream matchup. Go ahead.
Question. You know how y'all were like, oh, y'all need another star player?
Yeah.
So I know last year Jalen Brunson did a great job for y'all, right?
Mm-hmm.
Was he y'all Kyrie?
Well, year before.
Yeah.
Well, a year before, I'm sorry?
Yeah.
So why do y'all think y'all didn't keep him?
That's a good question. I know money was an issue.
Yeah.
I think it was the money really thing because he was a good fit with us. I think it was just the money aspect of it, and then also his dad is part of Tom Thibodeau's coaching staff. He's a part of the Knicks coaching staff. His dad, so I think that played a part of him going to New York too.
Yeah, for sure.
And he's also from there, I think.
Yeah, I think so too. So I think like add to what Jay said. Yeah, just the Mavericks again. I don't know. Like I said, the money situation didn't work out, so they had to not give them money. And again, the Knicks were going to pay them.
Yeah,
the Knicks had the money to pay a star, and again, they got their superstar now. I think Jalen Brunson's a superstar.
Yeah,
now.
he is.
He's got into that category where that's why I think they're a challenge to the East when they have a player like him that can take over the game anytime he wants to. So, and then of course we got the Bucks, and then Heat. So those will be my challenges to the Boston next year.
The Knicks got to cap this. The Knicks have the cap to get anybody right now.
No, I don't think so, man.
Yeah,
they still got to pay OG. There's OG. They got to re-sign him.
Kenobi.
Yeah. So and then of course
he went to the Knicks.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, where
have you been?
I just got traded.
Yeah, he got traded. Like, what was that? The deadline, right?
Yeah,
around the deadline. Yeah, so
wow.
yeah, so I think it's like, you gotta go ahead. Yeah, because OG's been there for a while now. He got hurt during the playoffs too. So yeah, so that'll be that's my three teams. It will be the Knicks, the Bucks, and the Heat to challenge Boston.
Okay. Well, all right. Gonna move over to our next question, and then we're gonna head back to Dallas. Talk about Dallas. All right. Next question. Did Jaylen Brown deserve to be Finals MVP, or you feel like it should have been Jason Tatum?
Of course, he deserved it. Again, like we've already talked about, Jay, Batman and Robin.
Yeah.
Obviously, Jaylen Brown is that guy.
Mm-hmm.
He's him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Jason Tatum's not. I'm sorry. he's finesse. He's a finesser, but he ain't got that dog in him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta go with Jaylen Brown as well. And then like from the jump, like I always felt Jaylen Brown was the better player.
Mm-hmm.
But he averaged 20 points in the finals.
Yep.
He shot 44% from the field. From the court.
Correct.
3-point shooting wasn't that good. It was 23.5%. But how he's able to score, like he's an all-around scorer. Like he can get in the paint, he can hit the jump shot, he can get the three. Like he's just well-rounded, and he does it on the other end too. He's a great defensive player.
Yeah. So I'm gonna push back a little bit. I gotta have a little. So the thing is, I don't think there always needs to be a Batman and Robin on teams. Like, I think they balance each other out so well that sometimes, like with them, particularly Tatum and Brown, they can work together as a duo. Not like someone has to take. But the thing is, they did average crazy numbers. Like you just said, Jaylen Brown averaged 20 points. Tatum averaged 22. Tatum averaged 22, 7 assists, and then 7 rebounds during that series. So he did a little bit of everything. He did a little bit of everything also as well. Of course, Jaylen Brown, the blocks, in game, was that game 2? or game 3, he had those big old blocks that happened. And then of course Tatum, of course he doesn't have a defensive, mentality, and of course checking the rim like Jaylen Brown does.
Yeah.
But he does other stuff though. He does, of course, the crazy step back threes.
Yeah.
The mid range, game works. His little euros. So he kind of does other things too. That's why I say they kind of bounce. And of course, they both are not good 3-point shooters, especially with Tatum. Takes those. I'm sorry, not step back, but side step threes.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm like, I think they work perfectly together, pretty much. And I hate that narrative where they try to push, oh, we got to trade one because But thing is, they saw that they stayed patient though, and let it happen though, because they saw that okay, we're almost there. We need a few more pieces, and that's when they went out and got those. So he did deserve it, but I think Tatum should have won it, in my opinion. Just my opinion. I think Tatum should have won it because remember, he's only 6 guys that actually led their team in the finals in points, rebounds, and assists.
Oh yeah.
He's one of the only 6 players to do that. So that's why I think he should have won it. But Jaylen Brown did deserve it as well.
As great as that statistical moment was,
Yeah. Yeah, and I understand.
yeah, getting it.
That's what I said. I'm not arguing about it, man. Hey, it's all good. It's all good. So, quick trivia, real quick.
All right.
Okay, got name again. I can work together. Who are the other 5 guys to lead their team in points, rebounds, and assists? If you see it, you can go ahead and answer it. But so Jason Tatum is one of them. Who's
Luka.
up? Luka, no.
No.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Kobe.
Nope.
LeBron.
LeBron is one. Yep, he done it 3 times.
Michael.
Nope. Mm-mm.
Ooh.
So I'm gonna give you a hint. Of course, one is recent, real recent.
Kevin Durant.
Nope.
Steph.
Nope. Think more recent. Literally last year. Think about last year. Who was in the finals last year? Come on.
Clay.
No.
You said last year.
I said last year in the playoffs. Who was there?
Jokic.
Jokic is okay. I got 3. Come on, got 3 more.
Oh yeah, he was.
Yep. This is what I said, Clay. Hey, that's a big clip right there.
Oh yeah. That'd be a good one.
All right, so I got 3 more. So these are older players. One recently retired in 2016, about the same year, and he played for a very prestigious organization that won a lot of championships in the early to mid 2000s, 2010s. 2015, 2016. He has dreads now. He's always had a haircut, but now he has like dreads now.
Tim Duncan?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
All right, another one. Of course, the same team that Tatum plays on. Legendary.
You said the same team as Taylor?
Not Bill Russell.
Paul Pierce.
Not Paul Pierce. Come on, you're on the right track.
Kevin Garnett?
Oh, not Kevin Garnett.
Rajon Rondo.
Nope. Think older.
Ray Allen.
Think older. Go back.
Oh, Larry Bird.
There you go. And last one is Rockets legend center.
Hakeem Olajuwon.
Yes, sir.
Hey.
Mm-hmm. So those are all those 6. That's like I said. That, of course, I got that little screenshot for ESPN. So Hakeem, LeBron, Jokic, Tim Duncan, Larry Bird, and Jason Tatum. They led in the finals, led their team in points, rebounds, and assists.
Ooh, that's a good company to be a part of.
Yeah, especially because LeBron has done it 3 times. So, but only one. I think it was only got that one championship that one year, 2016. So, yeah, good job, guys.
All right, we got 2 more questions to hit on about the finals. Then we'll talk about some little NFL. Next question: who would you blame for Dallas struggles in the finals?
I'm blame. Oh, good. You ready?
Everybody, the coaching staff, the fans.
Without the fan, what we do?
Yeah, what we do?
The city.
The city. We just hype it up, man. Come on now.
Lack of defense, depth, and just not having enough experience in that environment.
Yeah, I think big what L said, definitely depth, because I think those players, Derrick Jones Jr. and PJ Washington, they didn't play like they did in the previous series.
Yeah.
And, of course, Josh Green, of course, went off that last game 5, hitting those threes.
Yeah.
But he wasn't consistent either, though. So, besides the stats here, so like Kyrie averaged 19. Derrick Jones Jr. only averaged 6. Josh Green only averaged 5. Gafford averaged 8. Washington averaged 10. And then Hardy only averaged 4. So, it's like, where is the other help, though?
Yeah.
Because when Luka, he averaged 29 that series, and of course, he had his, off moments, but, he needs some help, though, with only 2 people that's, averaging, 10, actually 3 people averaging 10 plus. But again, Washington, I think his average is probably 15 higher, probably the previous series, probably. And his 3-point percentage was probably better, too. So, but again, on the Celtics, it was Porzingis, of course. You had Jason Tatum, Al Horford, Derek White, Drew Holiday. So almost their whole starting 5 pretty much almost averaged 10 plus points.
Crazy.
Yeah, it was Derek White. He averaged 13. Porzingis averaged 12. And then Drew Holiday averaged 14. So that's 3 other players averaging at least 10 plus points on your team. So it's kind of like the Mavericks, they need that help, though, from other than Luka and Kyrie. And, of course, Washington hit his shots occasionally, but he hit it more consistently, though, for sure. So my big thing, I think, was depth. And then, because, again, you cannot blame the refs. I know there was a lot of bad calls, but you can't blame the refs because the refs are going to be the refs. They're human.
Yeah. All right. Public enemy number 1 for me is Kyrie Irving.
Oh, yeah. Yep. And Kyrie, yep. Mm-hmm.
You just mentioned it. He averaged 19 points in the finals. Can't do that. You're a star. You're a superstar. You got to put up at least more, like 20, like 25.
You
would have gave me 25, and then, maybe this series would have went in a different direction.
Game 2 and 3. Remember, those games were close.
Yeah. Game 3, he had 35.
Mm-hmm.
Game 4, he had 21.
Yeah.
Like,
blowout.
Come on, man. You have to do better, Kyrie. I don't know if it was the crowd that got into your head.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but you're a veteran. You've been in this game for a minute. But, yeah, I'm sorry, Kyrie. I have to blame you, bro.
Yep.
And then, like Mr. G said, the role players, they didn't step up like they did in the previous series, like Derrick Jones Jr. and PJ and Gafford, Green, Hardy. Like, we need those guys need to step up.
Yep.
If they would have stepped up, it would have probably been a way better series.
Correct.
And then Luka, his effort on defense, he has to do better defensively. Like I mentioned earlier, I don't know if you got to get in the weight room, look at some film, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
But you need to work on your defense. Like you got to be able to defend at least a little bit. I'm not asking you to be an all NBA like first team defensive team type player. No, just be decent. Like be solid.
There you go. Excuse me. Yep. Agreed.
All right. Last question for the finals talk. Would Dallas ever make it back to the finals?
Go ahead, start.
They have the possibility to, but like I said, they need more depth. They can do it. Their core group is young enough, minus the Kyrie, but they're young enough. So yeah.
Yep, I gotta say yeah too. Like these guys we just mentioned, like PJ, Gafford, Hardy, and all of them. Like they're still young. Like Lively, he's 20. The sky's the limit for him. He's still young.
Yeah.
Hardy, he's like 21. Josh Green is like 23. PJ 25. Gafford 25. Luka 25.
Yep.
Like pretty much we have a young team outside of Kyrie and Markieff Morris, but I feel like we will be back in like a couple of years, 2 or 3 years from now.
Mm-hmm.
Like get that other piece I told you about, like get that third scorer, and I think we'll be well on our way.
Yeah, I agree. Like I said with both of y'all, I think yes, they will make it back, but we know it's gonna be hard because definitely, with their adjustments the Mavericks make, of course, other teams gonna make adjustments too. Of course, Lakers are always going to be in the conversation because they have LeBron. Got Grizzlies coming back with Ja and his squad. Got the Nuggets with Jokic. Pelicans, whatever they do with Zion and Brandon Ingram. You know, you got the Warriors may come back. You know, have a little surge. The Kings. You know, I can keep naming all these different teams.
And you forgot about OKC in Minnesota.
OKC is what I'm saying. See, and I didn't mention them, because again, I was thinking like they're gonna get better too.
Yeah,
Obviously gonna get better. Anthony Edwards gonna get better. You know, they had the Twin Towers. You know, so of course OKC. We'll talk about them when they made their trade. You know, to upgrade. So it's kind of like that's 8 teams right there that you really have to worry about. Because again, like we talked about earlier, the East is not, they don't have that many challenges. You know, you have in the end those certain teams, but that's only 3 or 4 compared to doubling that in the West. So yeah, just making those upgrades. But again, they can't do much now because they don't have as many draft picks, and then of course a lot of their people are already tied in. So it's mostly got to be going through trade and see who actually wants the Tim Hardaways, the Cleavers, the Powells, you know, people like that, and then just the development of these younger players. So that's all we got hope for. So I think, like Jay said, probably in the next couple of years, we'll probably see him again.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's it for NBA Finals talk, y'all. We'll get into some NFL talk. We're going to talk about the Dallas Cowboys. You know, training camp's right around the corner next month. Yeah, Cowboys. I got the cup.
And the shirt.
Yep, and the shirt. You know, got the shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Got it from Grand Prairie Outlets. So y'all want to hit them up? It's a nice little store that designs t-shirts. That's where I got it from.
Okay.
All right, we're gonna get into Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb. Which one of these players do you believe the Cowboys will sign first?
All right.
Obviously, they're gonna sign Dak Prescott first.
They have to.
Maybe the Watkins, he's a quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, Jerry Jones loves his quarterbacks. So
you sure?
He's gonna get that money.
Yeah, go ahead, Jay.
All right. Yeah, I agree with El. It has to be Dak because if we don't sign, I feel like they'll come to an agreement. He's out of there. Like he has 1 year left on his deal. He's on the last year's deal right now. And if we don't hear from them, and then free agency roll around next year, he could be like, "Oh no, I don't got time to wait on them. I could go. I have my pick of the litter. I could pick whatever team I want to go to.
There you go.
I had to play games with Cowboys front office. This will be his first time. He's a free agent. Like, you get the bag in, you can find somebody that appreciates you, that wants a quarterback, that wants you on their team. So,
yeah,
I gotta go with Dak Prescott because if you don't sign him, I don't care what you say, Cowboys fans, we're toast. I know a lot of people don't like Dak, but he's gonna be a free agent after this season. Cooper Rush gonna be a free agent, and Trey Lance gonna be a free agent. So. Quarterback room will be empty after this season, so
yeah, for real.
You have to sign Dak first.
Yeah, you have to. So think about this. So Trevor Lawrence just recently signed, was it last week, a few days ago?
Yeah,
5 years, $275 million contract. So that's, I think that was about $50 million, close to $50+ million, and that's Trevor Lawrence. So, and again, we have, Kirk Cousins went to his new team, got $45 million. And then Patrick Mahomes, of course, signed that big 10-year deal for $45 million a year. So I think about Dak. So I think Dak is better than Kirk Cousins. Of course, he's not better than Mahomes.
No.
Nobody's better than Mahomes right now. But also, I think he's better than Trevor Lawrence. So I think you have to. Yeah, of course. So it's kind of like you got to go ahead and take care of QB first. If you don't, again, it's going to go down here. So my projection for his contract will be, I think he'll sign a 4-year, $225 million deal.
Woo!
So you gotta give him that bag though, because again, if Trevor Lawrence get that type of money, and that's on average, that's like $53 million. So I gave him around his mid level, like the mid in the middle, because he's actually owed $55 million this year if he doesn't sign.
Yep.
So it's kind of like, so that's my projection with him, and of course CeeDee with his contract, after they give him that big bag, of course CeeDee, he might have to pay a pay cut though. He might have to, but think of people that just got signed. AJ Brown, he signed $32 million. We got, of course, St. Brown from Detroit, he signed $30 million.
Justin Jefferson.
And then Justin Jefferson signed $35. So my projection for CeeDee, he'll get like $31 million per year. He'll probably do a 3-year, $93 million if they're able to do it. But again, they gotta go ahead and do Dak, because if they don't do Dak this year, like Jay said, again, he might possibly go anywhere he wants to. And then the money just goes up from there.
Yep.
So you gotta go ahead and take care of him now. So Dak for sure. Pay that man.
All right. Is there anything else y'all want to add on the Cowboys?
Yep. Jerry. No. Oh, actually, I have expectation. Like, I have my actual expectation for the record. If y'all want me,
thank you. I completely skipped over that. Go ahead.
All right. So my prediction for Dallas Cowboys, and I compared it to the Eagles too. So the Cowboys, of course, Giants and Commanders. Nah, we ain't worried about them.
Nah.
It's only between us two. I saw it. The Cowboys' record will be 12-5
Oof, for the fourth
year in a row. God,
yeah.
we just stuck on 12-5. And then I'll put the Eagles at 11-6. And their expectations, again, for next year, again, get to the second round. You have to get at least to the second round. That's my expectations. Because, again, you made all these moves, and, again, defense, we didn't good. I know we lost some people on offense, tackles, stuff like that. But, again, you have to at least get to the second round this year. That's my expectation.
Okay. I've been juggling back and forth. Like, I want to go 12-5, but like the holes that we have on our roster, I don't see us getting 12 wins. Not this time, bro.
Okay, what are your projection?
I got us either 10-7 or 11-6.
Okay, I'm shooting high, so I'm
shooting real high.
Yeah, but
I feel like we're getting in. I feel like we're gonna get in as a wild card.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't see us winning the division this year either. Eagles, they made some tough moves.
They have.
They gotten better. And I do have a slightly better roster than us right now. As of right now. But playoff expectations, we got to get to the NFC Championship game.
So you pushing me, even though the record won't be the best.
Yeah, even though the record. Yeah, we got to get to the NFC Championship game because these last couple of years, we've been in the wild card round, we've been in the divisional round. We got to get in the NFC Championship game.
Yeah,
like, I feel like if they don't pay Dak and say they wait. Yeah, if we can at least get to the NFC Championship game, then they'll feel more better paying Dak, giving them his money, like. Whatever. Like, you don't care. Like, all right, what you want? I'll go write it down.
Yeah.
They don't care. The same thing also with Mike McCarthy. This is last year on this contract, too. So,
good point. Ooh, yeah. So
you could be going in with, like, the season after this one. You could be going in with a new quarterback and a new head coach.
Good point.
I feel like those are the expectations.
Yeah. What about you, El?
I got 9-6.
9.
Whoa.
9-6?
Yeah, 9-6.
That's only 15 games.
Huh? You got?
It's only 15 games.
It's only 15 games.
17 games.
It's 17 games in this season.
9-7 then.
That's still
so 9-8.
9-8?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Gotcha.
we're not even making the playoffs.
I know. Ooh. Hey,
the reason why I feel like that is because y'all got too many holes, and when the game gets to crunch time, y'all start players don't show up. Namely, Michael Parsons. We all know Michael is a great player, but
hate on Michael.
no, this ain't no hate. Like, we all know he's a great player, right?
Yeah.
But when it comes to the playoffs and when it comes to crunch time, he don't show up. Like, he don't show up. He may have a few plays here and there where he does good.
Yeah.
But in the long run, he not give y'all what y'all need.
Yeah.
Now, that's not me saying he ain't no star player, but he is. He just ain't giving y'all the correct push that y'all need.
Good point.
I know I should have worn my Michael Parsons shirt today, but it's all right, Mike. I got you next time, bro. But to defend Micah, I would say last season was tough because there should have been like a lot of holding calls called on the opposing team's offensive line because Micah was like right there, but that was holding him. So like, what else do you want him to do if he's bringing the pressure and a guy is literally like holding him, dragging him to the ground? Like, what else do you want him to do?
There you go. He's that good.
Again, I'm not saying that the man is not a good player. I'm just saying that if you go back and look, in every playoff game that he's had, in the 4 years that he's been in the league, for 4 years now?
Yeah.
The 4 years that he's been in the league, he doesn't do as well as he should do when it comes down to it. Like when it comes to crunch time.
Yeah, but I'm dating off of last year because that's recent.
It's history. You can go for last year, but it's still history. It's still the same thing. He don't produce well in the playoffs. He's a great player, but when it comes down to it, he did not produce well in the playoffs.
All right, Mr. G, go ahead, because I'm tired. I'm tired of talking to him. I'm trying to explain to this man why he's not doing well in the playoffs. I'm trying to explain why.
So we probably gotta listen to film together and see this because so we can we'll probably come back to this conversation and see because that's actually a great topic to think about that.
It really is. So
yeah, so we can.
Thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah, so we'll definitely add that to the list. But like I said, based on again, like you said, just last year, because again, that's the most previous and recent things we've seen. Again, most times he was held. He really couldn't even get to quarterback or make plays because he couldn't get to it. So. Again, you have your opinion, Bone, and we'll go back and look at the tape to see, what he's been doing those previous years as well. But again, only last year we had one playoff game, so that's all we can go off of.
Yeah.
So, but like I said, we'll see what happens. But yeah, his Parsons, he got a contract coming up too, so
yep,
he got something to prove. So he got to take care of his business too. Because again, he's been doing great. But like I said, probably Bones may be right, possibly, but
yeah,
we'll see. Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Thank you, Mr. G, for coming on to the show.
Of course. Yes, sir. For sure.
Thank you for continuing to support us.
Yep.
We love y'all. Keep us going on your social media.
Yep.
Comment, share, subscribe.
Yeah, for sure.
Mess with your boys, man. We back, baby. Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're definitely taking guests on the show now since the NBA season is over.
Yep.
NFL season is slowly gonna start, but now it's dead right now. Training camp hasn't started yet, so if you want to come on the show and chop it up with us, y'all can. Let us know. Hit us up in our DMs.
Yep.
But like what El said, appreciate y'all supporting us. Make sure you like this video after watching it. Make sure you comment, subscribe, let your family members, your friends know. But we appreciate y'all. Y'all be blessed, and y'all have a safe one.
All right. See how long that one was.
Oh, yeah, hour and 30 minutes. Just about